Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I have a testimonial for you where imagination creates reality with the law of assumption. This is a Neville Goddard technique where everyone's telling this woman that she's not going to be successful, that her paintings aren't good enough, that her art just isn't good enough. And all these people are telling us, but she disregards what everyone is saying, and she goes to Neville Goddard's lectures and she reads all of Neville Goddard's books. She starts applying Neville Goddard's techniques, and she does this throughout the day. So this technique that I'm about to present to you in this testimonial is so powerful that it's absolutely going to change your life if you apply it. All right, so let's go ahead and jump right into the testimonial right here. Ever since I entered into the art field, I have enjoyed doing sketches and paintings for children's rooms. However, I have been discouraged by advisors and friends who were far more experienced in the field than I. They liked my work, admired my talent, but said that I would not get recognized nor pay for this type of work. But somehow I always felt that I would, but how? Then last fall, she went to Neville Goddard's lectures and read Neville Goddard's books, and then she decided to let her imagination create the reality that she desired. This is what she did daily right here. This is the exercise that she did, and remember that you can use this exercise or this type of exercise for anything that you're trying to create. She used this for an art show, but you can use this method or this example for anything. Okay, so this is what she did daily. She imagined that she was in a gallery and there was a great deal of excitement about her. She was feeling very excited in this imaginal act, and she's doing this during the day. So it's almost like affirmation time, visualization time, even scripting time. She's creating that feeling in the present moment, but she's visualizing this throughout the day. So she's establishing a feeling that she's going to take into the drift and impress that into the subconscious mind. And here are the things that she was seeing in her imagination, in her imaginal act. She was seeing on the walls, she saw all of her art being hung on the walls. All of her art was hung on the walls, and it was only hers, and it was a one-woman show. She created this as a one-woman show, so all the art that she's seeing in this gallery was hers. And she also saw the red stars on many, or if not all, of the pictures. So that what those red stars indicate is that they're all sold. That means that they're now sold. You can't even buy them if you wanted to because they're already sold. So all of her art is already sold. So she's walking through this imaginal scene in this gallery with all of her paintings, all of her art already sold. And she's living as if that's happening to her right now. And she's visualizing that and imagining that and mentally rehearsing that throughout the day. All right, so this is what happened next. Okay, so just before Christmas, she did a mobile for a friend who showed it in turn to another friend of hers who owns an art import shop in Pasadena. He expressed a desire to meet her, so she took a few samples of her work along with her. So when he looked at the very first painting, he said he would like to give her a one-woman show in the spring. So this is the first part of this. So this is the first part of her imaginal act coming into fruition. There's still two more parts here. So pay attention as the story progresses. Okay, so the night of the opening, April 17, an interior decorator came and liked and commissioned her to do a collage for a little boy's room, which will appear in the September issue of Good Housekeeping for the 1961 House of the Year. Later, during the showing, another decorator came and admired her work so much that he asked if he might arrange for her to meet the right interior decorators and the right owners of the galleries who would buy and display her work properly. Incidentally, the show was a financial success for the owner of the gallery as well as for her. So her doing her imaginal acts throughout the day, her visualizing and feeling that her paintings were all sold, created all of these things to happen without her having to go contact anyone. Yes, she still has to do work, she still has to paint, she still has to be an artist, but she created these people to come to her, the right people at the right time to make her imaginal feeling state come into fruition into her life. So she created that by finding that feeling, whether you're affirming or you're scripting or you're visualizing throughout the day or before you go to sleep at night, you're creating a feeling state. So when you create that feeling state over and over and over and over, you trick the subconscious mind to believing that you already have it. So that's what she did here. So all of these pieces of this puzzle just started falling into place for her. All right, so here's where she finishes her story. Okay, so the interesting thing about this is that seemingly these three men came to me or came to her out of the blue. Certainly, she made no effort during the time of her imagining to contact anyone, because so she wasn't imagining contacting anyone. She was going to the end result and letting everything work itself out, which is the way to do that. So she didn't try to contact somebody or imagine somebody telling her that they're buying this or they're going to open up a gallery for her. She went to the end and saw that her pictures and all of her art were already sold and everything was finished. Everything was finished, everything was sold, all of her art was sold out. Okay, so now she is getting recognition and she has a market for her work. And now she knows without a shadow of the doubt that there is no when you seriously apply this principle that imagining creates reality. So it's all about the feeling here. She's creating a feeling state. So she's visualizing this, she's mentally rehearsing it. Even if you wanted to affirm something like this, like if you wanted to come up with an affirmation, say, all of my paintings or all of my art is now sold. But you can use this for anything you're trying to create. The exact same thing. It doesn't have to be for art. But essentially, when you're affirming something, your mind is automatically picturing the thing. So you're automatically visualizing something like that's relevant to what you're affirming. So you say, I am now a millionaire. Your mind's automatically going to picture things, and your inner dialogue is going to change to yourself being a different person. Your concept of yourself is going to change right as soon as you say that. So your mind's visualizing something completely different. It's visualizing you doing things with all of this money. Now that you are successful, what would you be doing after that? You start asking those questions, your mind's automatically visualizing. So what she's doing here is she's going past that, the words, because sometimes affirmations can change a little bit. You're saying something, but it may be a rejection with your visualizations and what your mind's going to picture. So what she's doing is manually picturing this, that all of her pictures are sold. So you're kind of skipping the middleman when you just visualize instead of affirming. I'm not saying that affirming is not going to work, which it does work, and it's absolutely powerful, especially if you keep doing it over and over and over and over, throughout the day and before you go to sleep at night. Affirming can be very powerful, but skipping the words and the thoughts like that and going straight to the scene yourself and then imagining the scene yourself, you're actually creating those pictures yourself. I kind of consider affirmations to be like the first level because they're very powerful and they will manifest things into your life, especially if you continue to do them. But once you get past that, once you learn to focus your mind on the feeling of what you want, like these words, like you're setting timers and you're constantly affirming throughout the day, you're developing the muscle of the mind to focus on that one thing. So it's developing that part of the mind that can manifest. And once you get past that first layer, like that first level, you get to the next level, and that's like visualizing. And you can also affirm and visualize. So once you get your affirming down, like you affirm and you're very good at affirming and manifesting these things, you can skip the middleman after that and actually go straight to visualization and affirm during your visualization. So a lot of like the Isn't It Wonderful? And I actually just made a video on that, the Isn't It Wonderful technique, and I'll post that video. I'll post a card at the end of this video. Click on that and watch that video. It's a really good testimonial, and it's actually our 2023 manifestation challenge. So check that out. I'll put that card on the screen. Click on that video. Watch that video next for that testimonial. All right, guys, I love you. That's the end of this video. And don't forget to give me one thing you guys are grateful for, or anything in the comment box you want to add, or you want me to read, or you want me to for future content, because I read all of the comments. So leave any comment that you want below and click on the video, the Isn't It Wonderful technique video for the manifestation challenge for 2023 on the screen right now. I love you guys, and I'll see you in the next video.